welcome to Biology Beginners. Today we are going to discuss about the chapter respiration in plants. What is meant by respiration? Respiration means oxidation of glucose and gives carbon dioxide, water and energy. This is known as respiration. That means when the glucose molecules combine with oxygen, it gives carbon dioxide, water and ATP. The ATP is the energy source. That means it is used for our um, daily work. Okay, next, what are the steps involved in it? Or glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and next is electron transport chain. Okay, these are the steps for release of energy. Okay, first, glucose is the universal sugar, and glucose glycolysis, that means breakdown of a glucose, it occurs in the cytoplasm. And next, it is of two types, that is aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic condition means in the presence of oxygen, anaerobic means in the absence of oxygen. Example, yeast. Anaerobic condition is seen in place of yeast and mussel. Yeast by the process of fermentation, it forms ethanol and ATP. And next, mussels, in mussels lactic acid will be formed, uh, and next it will releases the carbon dioxide. Next, if ethanol is 13%, it is not harmful. If ethanol is more than 13%, that is called yeast poisoning. Okay, that means when the concentration increases above 13%, it is known as yeast poisoning. Okay, and next, uh, aerobic condition means carbon dioxide in the presence of oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide and water. Okay, next, water is formed from the electron transport chain. Next, in aerobic condition 36 to 38 ATP is formed. In anaerobic condition 2 ATP is only formed. Okay, small amount of energy is here seen, and a large amount of energy is seen in aerobic condition. Next, what is the difference between them is aerobic and anaerobic. We will see the differences. In aerobic, glucose combines with oxygen. In anaerobic, glucose doesn't combine with oxygen. It is a complete combustion, it is incomplete combustion. 36 to 38 ATP is formed, only 2 ATP is formed. Carbon dioxide and water are the products. And next, here we get the products or lactic acid, that is carbon dioxide in animals, and yeast is ethanol and carbon dioxide. Next, glycolysis, here glycolysis takes place at cytoplasm and Krebs takes place at mitochondria. Whereas in anaerobic conditions, anaerobic organisms, the glycolysis occurs at cytoplasm. There will be no Krebs cycle. Okay, next, in aerobic condition, there will be steps like glycolysis, next, link reaction or decarboxylation, Krebs cycle and electron transport chain. We will discuss all of it one by one. First one is glycolysis. Glycolysis includes 10 steps. That means, first, glucose breakdown to form glucose 6 phosphate by the enzyme hexokinase. Here, where the addition of a phosphate takes place by the help of ATP. ATP breakdown to form ADP plus phosphate. So, here addition of phosphate takes place. And next, glucose 6 phosphate with the help of, where the ATP is broken down, it is known as rate limiting step. Okay, where the energy ATP is used, it is known as a rate limiting step. Okay, and next, glucose 6 phosphate convert to fructose 6 phosphate by the help of enzyme isomerase. Next, fructose 6 phosphate converts to fructose 1 comma 6 biphosphate, means here another phosphate is added by the help of ATP, means here ATP is broken down, that is also rate limiting step by the help of phosphofructokinase. Next, fructose 1,6 biphosphate by the help of aldolases, it forms a dihydroxyacetone phosphate. And next, glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate, it is a 3 carbon 3 carbon molecule. Next, uh, here the enzyme is aldolases. Next, Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate converts to 1,3 biphosphoglyceric acid. Means another phosphate is formed. That means here what we will see means here two NADPH2 are formed. Okay, here two NADPH2 are formed. This is a reduction process. That means here with the help of the enzyme dehydrogenase, here glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate converts to 1,3 biphosphoglyceric acid. Okay, by the help of enzyme dehydrogenase and here two NADPH2 molecules are formed. Okay, and next here after 1,3 biphosphoglyceric acid formation, it converts to 3-phosphoglyceric acid by the help of an enzyme phosphoglyceric kinase. Okay, here 2 ATP is formed. Okay, and next 3-phosphoglyceric acid by the help of a mutase, it forms 2-phosphoglyceric acid, and 2-phosphoglyceric acid with the help of analose, it forms 2-pep. That means phosphoenol pyruvic acid. Next here 2-pep form 2-pyruvate. Okay, that here 2 ATP is formed. Okay, that means when we get addition of phosphate takes place by the breakdown of ATP, and next reduction of a phosphate forms ATP. Okay, here ATP is broken down. That means ATP is reduced. Here ATP is formed. Okay, that is the difference. Here 2 ATP are reduced. Here ATPs are formed. Okay, next this is the whole process of glycolysis, and next here we will see the calculation part. Okay, that means how many NADPH2 and ATP final product that we should get is ATP. How much ATP is formed in glycolysis? We get 8 ATP for one glucose molecule. Okay, how we will see it? Okay, after that, here one thing we should remember that 2-pyruvate is a 3-carbon compound. Okay, that means one has a 3 carbon and 2 no, so it is it is a multiple of, it is equal to 6 carbon. Okay, 2 pyruvate means 3 carbon. Okay, next, and we said that the aerobic and anaerobic organisms have same this is the same what we say, same process for both aerobic and anaerobic process. Okay, here lactic acid will be formed. Okay, after formation of 2-pyruvate, it forms lactic acid and acetaldehyde. Okay, lactic acid uh, lactic acid formation will be takes place, and acetaldehyde will be takes place. Acetaldehyde then forms ethanol and carbon dioxide. Here no carbon dioxide will be formed. Here we will see the calculation part. We should remember that 1 NADPH2 is equals to 3 ATP. Okay, 1 NADPH2 is equals to 3 ATP, and next 1 FADH2 is equals to 2 ATP. Okay, we should remember that, and 1 GTP is equals to 1 ATP. It is common. 1 NADPH2 is equals to 3 ATP, 1 FADH2 is equals to 2 ATP, and next 1 GTP is equals to 1 ATP. With this we should remember. Okay, the final product that we get are here we get 4 ATP, here 2 ATP, and here 2 ATP, 4 ATP. Okay, how many NADPH2 are formed? We will get we got 2 NADPH2 here. Okay, 2 NADPH2 means 1 NADPH2 is equals to 3 ATP, 2 NADPH2 is equals to 6 ATP. Okay, 6 ATP and 4 ATP is equals to 10 ATP total, but we use a 2 ATP in it, no, here, so we will minus 2 ATP, we will get total is 8 ATP. Okay, in glycolysis we will get 8 ATP. Next, after formation of a 2-pyruvate by the help of the pyruvate dehydrogenase, we form carbon dioxide and 2 NADPH2 and 2 acetyl coenzyme A. Okay, here we should see the carbon number. Okay, the pyruvate carbon is 3 carbon. Here we have 3 carbon, and the acetyl coenzyme A has 2 carbon, because here 1 carbon is reduced in the form of a carbon dioxide. We should remember that whenever the carbon dioxide is formed, we will get NADPH2 in addition with it. Okay, it is what we say, it is a linkage. That means when the carbon dioxide will be will come out, the NADPH2 also will come out. Okay, this is the link reaction or decarboxylation. The final product in decarboxylation is 2-acetyl coenzyme A. This will be formed at mitochondria. 2-pyruvate will be formed at cytoplasm. 2-acetyl coenzyme A will be formed at mitochondria. Okay, next. Here we should calculate how many ATPs are formed. Here only 2 NADPH2 is formed, right? So 2 NADPH2 means 1 NADPH2 is equals to 3 ATP. 2 NADPH2 means 6 ATP. Here after we should add glycolysis and link reaction, we will get 14 ATP. Okay, okay. Here 8 ATP and here 6 ATP, 14 ATP. Next we will move to Krebs cycle. Okay, here we should remember the trick is, see, I know some simple formula making options. See, I know some simple formula making options. Okay, C means citrate, I means isocitrate, K means alpha ketoglutamate. Next, 1S means S. S means succinyl coenzyme A. Another S is succinate. F. F means fumarate. M means malate. O means oxaloacetic acid. From acetyl coenzyme only we will get citrate. Okay, we should remember it. Okay, starting what we say, starting point is from acetyl coenzyme A, we will get citrate to isocitrate, alpha ketoglutamate, and next succinyl coenzyme A, succinate, fumarate, malate, and next oxaloacetic acid. Oxaloacetic acid, this is the product. Okay, okay, let us see what are the enzymes, what are the products here will be formed. Okay, how many ATP will be formed. The Krebs cycle will be taken place at the mitochondria matrix. Okay, we should remember it. Citrate is a 6 carbon compound. We will see mechanism now. Citrate is a 6 carbon compound. Okay, 6 carbon means isocitrate to 6 carbon, but alpha ketoglutamate is 5 carbon, because here one carbon dioxide, one carbon dioxide and NADPH2 will be released. Okay, after that alpha ketoglutamate converts to succinyl coenzyme A. Okay, here one carbon dioxide will be reduced in the form of carbon CO2, and we said no, in addition with carbon dioxide we will get NADPH2 also. So here it is a 4 carbon, from 5 to 4, because it reduces to 5 carbon to 4 carbon, because it released as CO2, one CO2. So one carbon is reduced. Next, succinyl coenzyme A forms succinate. Here carbon count is same. Okay, only here we will see the difference. Here we will see the carbon number less. Okay, here 6 to 5 and 5 to 4, and here it is constant. Okay, here succinyl coenzyme A forms coenzyme A and 1 GTP, and next succinate forms converts to fumarate by release of 1 FADH2. Okay, and next here no nothing will be formed. Here one NADPH2 will be formed. Okay, this is the mechanism. Now we will calculate how many ATPs will be formed. We said no, 2 ATP, 1 NADPH2 is equals to 3 ATP, 1 FADH2 is equals to 2 ATP, 1 GTP is equals to 1 ATP. We should remember it. Okay, in Krebs cycle how many NADPH2 will be formed? How many we will get means, that is 3 NADPH2. We will count 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 NADPH2 will be formed. Okay, okay, this is only for one molecule. This is only for one acetyl coenzyme A. For 2 acetyl coenzyme A, how many it will form? It will double. That's it. 3, 2, 6 and 5, 1, 2. Here I wrote C. For one molecule of acetyl coenzyme A in Krebs cycle, we will get 3 NADPH2, 1 FADH2 and 1 GTP. For 2 molecules, we will double 6 to 2. Okay, and here we should apply. For 1 NADPH2, we will get 3 ATP. So for 6 we will get 6 into 3, that is 18, and 1 FADH2 is equals to 2. So 2 into 2 4, and 1 GTP is equals to 1 ATP. So 1 into 2, that is equals to 2. Total how many ATP we will get in Krebs cycle? 24. Now we will calculate all the ATPs from all the cycle. That is 24 ATP in Krebs cycle and 6 ATP from acetyl coenzyme, that is link reaction or decarboxylation, and next 8 ATP in glycolysis. Total we will get 36 ATP. Okay. We said no, respiration is the oxidation of glucose to form ATP. Here we get ATP and carbon dioxide. We got carbon dioxide. No. Okay. This is the process. Okay. This is the respiration, and here we will see the what we say, that is a flow chart. Glucose in the cytoplasm, by the help of a glycolysis, it forms 2-pyruvate. Glycolysis is 10-step reaction and it is a 3-carbon compound. Okay, and next with the help of decarboxylation, 2-pyruvate forms 2-acetyl coenzyme A, and next 2-acetyl coenzyme A, by the help of a Krebs cycle in the mitochondrial matrix, it forms ATP. And next ATP is oxidative phosphorylation. ATP forms oxidative phosphorylation. Okay, next another step is that electron transport chain. Okay, electron transport chain. Here one thing we should remember, that it is not important but we should know. In plants we will get NADPH2, in animals we will get NADH, and in okay, this is the difference. Okay, we should remember. We are talking about plants, right? So we will use NADPH2. When we use in animals we will get NADH. We should remember it. Okay. Next, electron transport chain. One is electron transport chain. Look, okay, electron transport system. Electron transport system main purpose is to produce water. We got now we got ATP and carbon dioxide, and next the final we should get is water. The water will be formed in the electron transport system. Electron transport system takes place at the inner membrane of the mitochondria. It has 4 complexes, that is 1 2 3 4, and it has and the mechanism we will see, and what are the substances present in it, or FMN forms FES and FES, and UQ cytochrome B, FESQ or UQH2 cytochrome C1, cytochrome C, and cytochrome A1 to A3. This is the substances present in it. Okay, and what now we will see the mechanism. From the Krebs cycle, in the mitochondrial matrix, we will get NADPH2 and FADH2, right? So, one NADPH2 forms NAD plus and 2 electrons and 2 H plus. 2 electrons will be transferred to the electron transport system. Okay, and H plus will be accumulated in the intermembranous space. That means this is the inner membrane, and here will be the outer membrane. Okay, this is the outer membrane of mitochondria. It is the inner membrane of the mitochondria. Here cytoplasm will be there. This is the place, right? This is known as the intermembranous space. In intermembranous space, the H plus ions will be more, because here from in the matrix the H plus will be less, because the H plus will be transferred to here when the electron will be transferred. Okay, that means the electron transport, here one question will be arises. Is the electron transport system works in the presence of Krebs cycle? Yes. When there is no Krebs cycle, there will be no electron transport system, because the products of the Krebs cycle only used in the electron transport system. Okay. The products are NADPH2, right? So when there is NADPH2, there will be breakdown of NADPH2 and forms H plus and electrons. Okay, it is dependent. Okay, electron transport system is dependent to Krebs cycle. Okay, next, in Krebs cycle what we will get means, I said no, that is 1 NADPH2 forms 3 ATP. Here it is proved. Okay, and 1 FADH2 forms 2 ATP. It is proved. How this is the mechanism. That means here NADPH2 forms NAD plus and 2 electrons and 2H plus. 2H plus will be accumulated where it is in the inner membranous space. Okay, intermembranous space. Here, 1 NADPH2 forms 3H plus. Okay, 3H plus. Okay. 2H plus forms 1 ATP. 1 ATP, and next another 2H plus forms 1 ATP. Another 2H plus form 1 ATP. Total how many ATPs are formed? 3 ATPs are formed from 1 NADPH2. Okay, it is at only at the complex one. And FADH2 forms 2H plus forms 1 ATP and 2H plus forms 1 ATP. 2 ATP will be formed only at the complex 2. Okay, now we will see what will happen. Here at last electrons will be transported, right? Electrons will be transferred. The final electron transporter is oxygen. Oxygen will be accepted this electron, it converts to water. Now the result is came, that is water. What is the result? We should get the water. We got carbon dioxide and ATP. Now water also got. This is the process, whole process is completed. Okay, next, what is mean by chemiosmosis? Means formation of ATP. Formation of ATP. How we will form? How the ATP will be formed? Means 2H plus 2H plus by the help of FO and F1 particle, it forms ATP. Okay. Now we will see the amphibolic pathway. Amphibolic pathway means how the carbohydrates, proteins and lipids of involved in the processes. Okay, involved where at what place the process will be takes place. Carbohydrates and proteins, that is glucose and glucose from carbohydrate and amino acid from protein enters the glycolysis and it forms pyruvic acid. Okay, and next, whereas carbohydrate and proteins, the result of it is pyruvic acid. Lipids, the result is acetyl coenzyme A. Okay, next, that means entering of the substances into the cycle. Okay, next, respiratory quotient is equals to carbon dioxide out by oxygen in. For carbohydrate 6 by 6 is equals to 1, protein is 0.9. We should remember it, that's it. And the fats is for tripalmitate is 0.7 and oxalic acid is 4, and next malic acid is 1.33. This is the respiratory quotient. We should take a screenshot of it. This is the information about the, this is a whole chapter. Okay, this is the respiration in plants. Understood little bit, I hope so. So if you like this, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon for more videos. Please subscribe. Okay, thanks for watching, friends.